Here are my 3 tips when it comes to solo traveling and the anxiety that comes before you go. Pre-travel anxiety looks like wanting to back out completely. If you are watching this and this is you right now, I can totally relate. It's like you just want to cancel everything. Maybe you don't travel anymore. You're just start to think about what could happen back home when you're out. For example, I was sent out to Shanghai, China when I was 11, and that was alone with strangers. That was my first experience when it comes to solo traveling. I thought that my parents' home would go on fire. So I was crying a lot, and all of these fears and things that we do when we are anxious. 1, we back out of the trip completely. 2, we reschedule the whole thing to the year after. 3, we just break down before going. You're starting to sleep less. If you're like me in the past, I would not be able to sleep before I go. I would sleep for an hour and I'll be awake, so excited and anxious about the trip. Let's jump right into 3 things that help me whenever I feel anxious before I go on a solo trip. If you are currently watching and you feel so scared about your upcoming trip, I hope that these tips will give you the courage, because it will be worth it. Tip number 1 is to write everything down. Let's say on my previous trip, I was just in Japan alone and I was feeling the jitters. What I did was I wrote everything down. What am I nervous about, right? Fear setting. For example, I'm so nervous that I'll get lost. That's a common problem. So you create a solution. You can say, when I get lost, I will look for Wi-Fi. I'll have Google Maps with me. I'm going to this country which has Wi-Fi. Things like that. Beyond writing down what you are afraid of, I find it helpful for me to write down my itinerary for the day. I write down everything from where I'm going to stay that night to where I plan to eat. Having that detailed plan will be able to help you feel less worried and know that you got everything covered. Emphasis is writing it down, because a lot of times it's just all in our heads. Writing it down makes you see that, oh, I actually have a plan and it's going to be okay. Tip number 2, let go of perfection. This is counterintuitive to the first one, which is writing all your plans down. I would say that they complement each other. Letting go of perfection when it comes to how your trip is going to go. Instead of putting so much pressure on yourself that you have to finish everything in your itinerary, leave some room for relaxation, being very clear with your intention, and just letting go of all the other things to do that you feel you need to do. Letting go of perfection, because here's the thing, guys, when you are traveling to a new country, things will be so different from what you are used to, and that will throw you off. It's super duper normal to have things not go according to plan. I say that as someone who's messed up multiple times. Even when I plan so much, things change. The culture is different, the pace of life is different, how people do things, they're different too. You have all these different factors in a new place. So let go of perfection, let go of this feeling that you need to perfect. And in my personal experience, I'm a very type A person. When I just let loose and be very clear on why I'm traveling and what I'm doing this for, I feel lighter and less pressured and feel less nervous, because I expect that a lot of unexpected things will happen, and I trust in myself that I can conquer these things. There will be a lot of things that will not be in my control. Tip number 3 is to just do it. If you're watching this video right now and you want to back out and cancel all your flight tickets, please let this be a sign to just go for it. Don't back out. Don't back out. don't cancel that flight. Part of traveling is just jumping. If you are going to do things that are safe all the time, there's no excitement to life. You travel for that new perspective or excitement, and if you let fear win, exploration dies. So don't let fear win. Go for it. Now, if your intuition tells you and you really have some things going on in your life in the upcoming weeks that might interfere with your trip, then it's a logical decision. But if you notice that it's really just fear stopping you, just go for it. And come back to this video after your trip and let me know how it went. I can tell you it will be worth it. Be brave, be courageous. That is the way to an exciting life. Thank you for watching. If you like multicultural psychology, language, travel, life tips, and everything in between, do subscribe to this channel. I have a lot more content coming up for you. Subscribing will help us keep in touch. So see you in the next video, guys. Happy exploring.